Okay, so in general, what I am seeing is in the recent past, you were dealing with a situation that this is the card of emotional fulfillment, total emotional fulfillment. It's like meeting the soulmate. It's like having a very strong emotional bond with somebody, or having an experience in general that was very, very promising. Okay, in the reverse position, I do feel that in the recent past, a lot of you might have been dealing with a disappointment. Okay, in this context, I do feel it is related to a partner. Okay, work partnerships or a romantic partnership. And that situation is a little bit problematic because it's a cup energy. It's going to be difficult for you to recover completely. Okay, so the healing process is going to still take a while to for you to process your feelings, first of all, and to recover from it. So you're still in a period of resting here, and a lot more rest is going to be required of you. So I do feel a period of like 4 months starting from this point in time. So around like in the next 4 months, that's when you're going to like recover, and you're going to feel like your old self again. Okay, so if those of you who are going through this, I do sense that it is going to take some time. Everyone heals in their own way, and I feel like 4 months is not a long time at all. So put projects on the back burner, put things in on the wayside, and just allow yourself the opportunity to heal. Okay, because more than anything, a lot of you have been dealing with quite a shocker. And in general, it is something that you had really high hopes and expectations on. And with the Ace of Wands in the as the crowning energy, I do feel this is something that revitalized your passion, okay? So you might have been going through this situation in which you're kind of like down in the dumps, but now the whole world is coming into the picture for you. You have something here in which you are very extremely happy about. It's sparking your passion again, but you are hesitant about going forward with it or making a choice on it. So you're still trying to debate. You're still indecisive in this situation because of the trauma caused by the recent past, in which you put all your eggs in one basket and things didn't pan out the way you had anticipated. So because of it, you're going to take some time to take this, to really think about this. And like I mentioned, everyone deals with this their own way, but I do feel that a period of even like 4 months is greatly indicated here. Okay, so if you feel like in 4 weeks you can heal up and you can be okay, that's perfectly fine. But I do sense that in 4 months' time, another batch of new information coming to light. However, the new information coming in is going to be less jarring than this past situation. So wait until then before you move forward full speed with anything, okay? It's a little bit of a wait, but the cards are all corroborating the same theme, okay? And as for what's in your subconscious that, or in your environment that you're not aware of, we have the Nine of Coins, and the Nine of Coins, it's traditionally it's sort of like letting the money grow for you. Okay, so you can be doing other things and you have an investment portfolio and money is coming in the picture for you. For those of you worried about financial situations, or worried about your revenue stream, this is telling you in general not to worry. I feel that you're making the whatever you've done up to now, it's fine. Okay, however, we do have the advice here, which is the card of illusions. What you see is not what you get. And I mentioned this in the, I believe it was the monthly video. Be very careful about investment opportunities, okay? If at this present moment you have enough financial resources to get by where you're not pressed for money, try to hold off on this situation, okay? Because ultimately, I do feel a new set of things, or new information will resurface. So try to hold off on it, okay? If your money situation, if you like have been investing the whole time, just write it out for this month. Just write it out and be careful about that, okay? Because what's coming in for you, we do have the Ten of Swords in the reverse position. So this is somebody that potentially, this is this is pain caused by somebody that you trust. Okay, so this is a very difficult situation. It's in the reverse position, so you're not going to make the same mistake twice. So there's a little bit of an anxious energy. You have a lot of new things coming in, but you're on the sidelines about it because of this past hurt and because of like anticipated or projected slight from other people. So that's what you're dealing with predominantly for this week, okay? So let's look at the outcome situation. I do feel that it looks very favorable. On the money front, though, I would still advise you to be careful. We have the Ace of Coins or Ace of Pentacles in the reverse position. So make sure you know exactly who it is you're dealing with. If it's somebody from the past that did you wrong, make sure you don't move ahead with them on any like business front, okay, or on any business projects, or on any income generating endeavors, because ultimately they don't really have your best interests at heart, okay? For example, if you are moving back to a prior situation to fix it, I do sense that if you can, just abandon it altogether, because we are out of Mercury in retrograde. So going back to old projects is just not going to work out. New things will work out, but you still have to be very cautious, okay? Because we're still in the like the shadow period of the Mercury in retrograde. So approach this with a little bit of caution, and I would strongly advise you, take some time off. A little bit of contemplation is in the works here, and it's going to serve you well into the future, okay? And once again, we have the High Priestess as the outcome. This is the process of unveiling, okay, revealing the truth, finding out what people are all about, finding out like people's motives, their intentions, and how all the pieces fit together. So it's a lot like clarity, okay? You start out with illusion. What you see is not what you get, and in the outcome you get clarity. And we're actually seeing this for a lot of signs, all the other zodiac signs, and it looks very favorable. For those of you who are dealing with an air sign, I would say in your external environment, this person is not very competent. They like they're a little too hot-headed, even though it's a sword energy and not a fire energy. I do feel that they're a little self-interested, okay? They have like investment opportunities still, or they have like work projects that they want you to partake, but they're not being very realistic because they're moving a little too fast. They're a little too, they don't know all the information yet because it's still a very young energy. So beware of people coming to you and telling you about investment opportunities, and it seems like they're going to benefit more from it. You're like fronting the cash, but they're getting a lot more out of it than you are, because this energy is not very slick at disguising his or her intentions. So you're going to be able to sniff this one out, and something feels a little off. It probably is. So, be careful about dealing with a potential person that wants you to invest in something, or somebody that is very persuasive and they say all the right things, but for some reason your intuition is telling you, really hold off on it, okay? Because the Four of Swords and also the High Priestess, these are cards of prayer and very intense spiritual power. So this is just, your intuition is kicking in overdrive. Listen to your inner voice when it comes to when you're dealing with somebody who just doesn't, who misrepresents him or herself, first of all, or they're in a way where, they're asking for a lot from you, and it seems like very risky, okay? So in general, I don't feel that they have your best interests at heart. They haven't done all the legwork. They haven't done all the research. So the situation itself is not going to pan out. So for this week, be careful about where your money is going. Be careful who you are lending out your resources, because I wouldn't say they're outright like swindling you, but they are not being truthful in the way that they represent themselves, okay? So just take care of yourself and protect yourself in that regard. And in general, it is going to be, if you can mitigate this, everything else looks good. But I just want to emphasize with this card, okay? So In the four, well, in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the Four of Swords indicates, the armored knight. He's resting on a tomb, and there are four swords. There are three swords on top, one on the bottom. Okay, if you look at this card, the swords are the mental pain, the mental anguish, the betrayal, the harsh words exchanged between both parties. They're being left behind in the past, okay? So you came from a potentially painful place and you're going through a period of ascension. So it's sort of like it happened and you're over it, okay? So you're healing. But I do feel that you're healing from the hurt and the pain, but your heart is not completely healed yet. You're not ready yet, okay? So preserve this for yourself rather than giving it away to another person. So if this is a situation on the romantic front where somebody like says all the right things, just be a little bit more discerning and protect yourself, because I feel like this might be like a deja vu where something is like sounds too good to be true. Okay? And it seems like it has happened in the past. And despite your, better judgment, you went ahead with it and you got burned. So if this is coming in again, just be very careful. Okay? Trust your intuition on this.